Well, good morning, everybody. It is Friday. My goodness, Chrissy said it's about to get buck wild in here. Who's going to be in charge? Who is going to be able to control this mess? Because we're supposed to have a special guest coming on in a little bit. And from my conversation with him, he's more than live and shit. He's lit and shit. Mirror Camp, I'm going to need you. I'm going to need you. Carla Barnes, $10 super sticker. Love you, girl. Thank you for supporting the channel. Kat OG is in charge of customer service today. We can't find Pat. She is MIA. So we will see what happens. Okay. Just me said I'm buffering. Y'all behave. Yeah, quite the surprise yesterday. Well, it wasn't a surprise for me, but it was for you guys when Pandrew jumped up here. He won't be here today because he's ghost hunting and shit over on Staten Island. That was a new one for me. That was a new one for me. Connie, thank you so much for the super sticker. Woo! I need it. V. Oakley's in charge of emojis. Oh, you're going to need one. It's the eggplant. Let's take a second and tell everyone good morning, TGIF. So glad to have amazing friends on these ugly YouTube streets. Just me said no woman is getting in his car. Well, I don't exactly know the gender of the celestial being that Andrew is looking for. I have no idea. I felt bad for him yesterday because I'm sure it wasn't a comfortable conversation because we were talking about Hunter. I did tell him that he can find quite a few zombies on Staten Island, but that's because of the rugs and shit. But as far as a ghost getting in his car, I don't think it's gonna happen. But beep beep, I'm pulling up because Kat is making it rain. Look at this, 10 Crime Lines and Lies memberships. And I want to take a second to tell our extremely wonderful friend, Heathen74, happy birthday. You all sing along, put on your party hats, whatever you want. I think we're going to start doing some blast from the past shows. One of my favorites, and I know Diana Howery's trying to find it. Our girl Susan remembers it like it was yesterday, is I think the first or second time Andrew grabbed the link and came up. Well, my BFF from across the pond, also known as Kat OG, was on panel. And she was not too happy talking to Andrew that day. He was confused by the exchange he was having with Kat, and the only thing he could come up with is that she wants to get in his pants. Can we have a round of applause for Andrew for putting that together? Because this goes in the file, shit she never thought of. I could have easily said no. That was Lisa A. trying to get on panel. Cat just got caught in the middle. We had a lot of questions overnight from people saying, why is Marlena just talking out now? Why is she just talking now? She spoke out years ago. But she's basically having the conversation again. Yes, she left her daughter with the Wells. Yes, anyone that attaches themselves to the Wells is either a shit person or will eventually get shit on. So we're going to go back in time. Little time capsule. Two Boston moms said the cops got her last night, I hear. Well, I heard that too. Let's talk about that for just a second. Matter of fact, I'm going to put the link up if anybody wants to come up and have a combo, because I had a message last night. Doesn't matter from who. I'm just going to read it. I've got my glasses on. Everything seems to be spelled correctly. Marlena was on PG's panel and suddenly dropped off. She sent a text to PG saying the cops were swarming her. Don B seen the feds, capital F-E-D-S, in the Beach Creek area when he was there searching. And allegedly Grandis was in chat, or one of them. Don B was telling us that in chat. Marlena is shaking some bushes, it sounds like. Sounds like it to me too. Everybody that rolls their dice with Don and Candace is going to lose somehow. Let's look at all the people that are either dead or have lost their children. Cam and Allie. Okay? As Candace said, they were snoring pills up on the hill. Marlena. I do believe she is the one that called CPS about what was going on at the house. And, well, it bit her big time because her daughter is now living with her aunt. Allie, before she passed away, she lost custody of her children. And the list goes on and on. So let's go back to what Marlena said before, and then we're going to get to present day YouTube, shall we? This is from my friend DTC Presents.
Hi, my name is Dee. Thank you for watching.
What up, Dee? Is Dee in here? I'll send her a message. Let's see if our special guest is popping in. Let me put my link up. Hold on. Come on, special guest. Come on, special guest. You can do it. You can do it. Now, moderators. Actually, never mind, because I can't tell your asses what to do anyway. Anyhow, I'll just leave it at that. Kimberly Mann said, Candace only got upset because they weren't sharing. No shit. No shit. Good morning, Dee.
We're going to watch a minute of Lips with Marlena Crawford, and then I got a surprise for you guys. It's a trigger surprise, though. Trigger warning.
His outburst was a lot worse than what they were on YouTube that anybody put on there.
Okay, so he was kind of holding himself back. What about Candace? Have you seen any of hers?
Oh, yeah. She's got rough. He came and told my dad not less than probably about 2.5 months ago that they had committed.
That what?
Had to sacrifice her for the sins that they had committed.
Summer?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so Marlena dropped that bomb a good 3 years ago. That Dawn said that Summer has to be sacrificed for the sins they committed. Don't put me on the hook. I wasn't there for that conversation. I would have shit, called 911, and ran away if I heard that.
Sacrifice her for the sins that they had committed.
Summer?
Uh-huh. But then again, at Christmas time, I swear to God, I thought I seen Summer. I could still see her, that little girl, to this day. In the Coles parking lot, and nobody's ever
when they
looked for her.
It's a little weird.
I'm guessing that he had to kill her or they had to kill her. I don't know. But then again, there it comes back that, he was a dopehead. He was a cocaine addict. And he was a meth addict. He was a drunk. I mean, he was.
Not our Don. What? Some people, and you know who they are, would say, take that back. Get Don's name out of your mouth. Good morning, baby kisses. Dawn is wonderful. You know who I'm talking about. Marlena knows them, and she knows them well.
I don't know, but then again, there it comes back that, he was a dopehead. He was a cocaine addict, and he was a meth addict. He was a drunk. I mean, he was violent. And then, like I said, in May, when I went over there, I asked her if he had been out on one of his binges. And no, not yet, but I feel like it's coming. He left the same damn night and never came back for a week.
That's done.
He does it a lot. Nobody knows who his dealer is down there, though. But like a lot of people said, you get mixed up in the cartel and owing people a lot of money, they'll make you give up on your kids or they'll kill your whole family.
It's getting deep. Cartel Don. We heard that so early on that Don owed all this money to some cartel. No cartel's dealing with his dumbass. He wouldn't know what to do. You can always tell when these fools got some sort of free month of Netflix and been watching Ozark. But stranger things have happened.
His dealer is down there, though. But like a lot of people said, you get mixed up in the cartel and owing people a lot of money, they'll make you give up on your kids or they'll kill your whole family.
You bet, baby.
And I know from a fact, kids don't disappear down there. They never have.
That contradicts.
As she was taking a trip.
Yep. Journey said, now don't say that the cartel doesn't mess with kids, because it is proven that they do. Okay? If you're an expert on the cartel, feel free to grab the link. I'm going to put it in here. But not some Google bullshit, because they do take children, but that's not what happened here. Okay? But Marlena has told this same story for years. And one is that Summer was about to go away on a long trip.
Give up on your kids or they'll kill your whole family. And I know from a fact, kids don't disappear down there. They never have.
That contradicts.
As she was taking a trip. So I don't know. My daughter was there on that Friday before that Tuesday she was missing. Summer's grandmother brought my daughter home.
This guy is Marlena Crawford's old man, baby daddy / husband / boyfriend. His name is Chad Daniel Hayes. This guy is his brother, and his name is Bradley Eugene Hayes, and he is registered as a violent criminal in the RSO registry. More coincidences in the Summer Wells case. Another Chad and another Brad. Here's his location. Here's the top red circle on Barrett Hollow Road in Rogersville, Tennessee. I don't sugarcoat anything. And if you think I'm wrong by putting these guys' names and locations out, well, they should have kept their dicks in their pants and their hands to themselves.
D knows how to put it. Woo, D. I love D because she has no shits to give. I do. Damn. All right, I could do a whole show. It would take me a good 3 hours. And I don't like to go over 2. And put together all the people that they know, their circle, their criminal history, their rug use, their domestic violence. It's going to look like the lineup in that movie, The Accused, of Jodie Foster, and they had to bring people in to find out who was cheering on the rape. These are not good people. Okay, these are not good people. And let me tell you something right now. The devil hides in church too. I'm going to go back to this real quick, and then we're going to go to, like I said, present time. These are not good people. So when people keep asking me, why did Marlena, knowing what she knows, let her daughter go up on the hill? Because of what she's already used to. Okay? Dawn and Candace, considering what she's used to, seemed pretty mild to her. Okay? I'm talking mild sauce from Taco Bell, considering to what she's used to.
Case. Another Chad and another Brad. Here's his location. Here's the top red circle on Barrett Hollow Road in Rogersville, Tennessee. I don't sugarcoat anything. And if you think I'm wrong by putting these guys' names and locations out, well, they should have kept their dicks in their pants and their hands to themselves. I don't feel sorry for them. They should have made that decision when they committed their crime. They should have thought about all that, what might come in the future. What's wrong with these men in America today? See, especially Hawkins County.
Can't argue with that. She's right. And yeah, Marlena knows this. Now, if anyone that is local could please check the inmate register. Sorry, I got to sneeze. Give me a second. I got to mute myself. Damn, I don't know where that sneeze came from. Goodness. And unfortunately, it's not just men. Y'all D doesn't mince her words. All right, we're going to get back to it. This is our part 2. You see Jody Sue put a comment in chat. PG put it up. Jody Sue Brown said, if you see this or one of PG's friends at the cemetery, etc., call Pruitt or the feds. Andy, it is deeper. Please listen. All right, Jody Sue. Good God.
Of course, you ain't going to, give up or talk to the law. You don't have to talk to the law if you don't want to about people's little bullcrap stuff. But when people do something super sinister, as in destroying a 5-year-old little girl, an innocent 5-year-old little baby, or was sitting around, and the reason this child was destroyed.
It makes him one sick MFer in the friggin' head to even give Dawn the medication that she said that
Candace, not Dawn, Candace.
Oh, Candace.
It was given to Candace.
Well, whoever distributed that medication to whoever, that's one sick individual. You need to be put away to where you can never be out. You know what I think about child molesters and people that do that? They should be put on the front line of the friggin' army over here. When we go to war, they should be the first ones out the friggin' box to be blowed their friggin' head off because they ain't worth nothing. So,
okay. And again, Andy B said, your kid stayed there, not mine. Yeah, your kid stayed there, not mine. Okay, Don Campbell is asking in PG's chat, why did Marlena let her daughter sleep at Dawn and Candace's dump? She said she knew all about these terrible things. Again, let's please look at her past. We already went through it.
I suspect that kind of stuff.
I did not.
She suspected she suspected that Dawn and Candace ain't the greatest people in the world, but they were supposed they asked her, to let her little girl hang with Summer, and that they was going to be doing a bunch of family activities, going to water parks and doing all kinds of things over the next few days. And could her little girl join Summer in doing all of this stuff? And Marlena was kind enough to say yes. If she knew or even heard that they were over there doing that kind of stuff, she would have not ever brought her kid near them. Matter of fact, she'd have been calling Child Protective Services, and trying to get Summer the help she probably needed.
Now, this is not verified, but if we look at the timeline from when Grandis brought Marlena's daughter back to her. By the way, some people had a question about my thumbnail. That is not Marlena. That is Marlena Evans from Days of Our Lives. I did not feel comfortable using Marlena's real picture. Anyhow, I believe a call was made, because when CPS showed up on the 14th, for one, I don't believe they saw Summer, and I believe they were there to see Summer. It was not long after that Marlena lost, let's see, I can't say custody. I'll just say custody of her daughter. And not long after that, well, the next day, Summer disappeared, and a month after that, the boys were taken. No, that's Dr. Marlena Evans from Days of Our Lives, the best soap opera in the world. Well, next to YouTube.
Marlena had no idea that this kind of stuff was going on. Matter of fact, she's concerned.
Remember, Miss PG, I told them that I had stepped out of their life for a very long time over the kid, the boy.
Right.
Yeah, where it didn't happen. So I stepped out of that. I had my own youngin'. And then after that, I stayed to myself. My youngin' stayed with me. That was one of the reasons my kid stayed with me, because I didn't trust everybody handling my kid or taking care of my kid.
Marlena did not get a real good look at Summer. They came and picked Marlena's daughter up at Marlena's house. She did not get, it wasn't like, she didn't go up on Ben Hill Road and drop her daughter off and get a good.
Well, she did go up there. I think Prayer Garden might have missed something, because she clearly said, we went through it in yesterday's show, that she was helping Candace cook. She did like 20 loads of laundry. She definitely was on that hill. Tracy Ludwood said, I haven't watched Days of Our Lives in years. I used to watch it all the time. I know. They switched it to Peacock, and I'm not paying for Peacock. That's ridiculous. Not me.
Good look at, Summer and how Summer was looking really bad.
The only reason that she went that week is because my car was broke down at the time, and I couldn't get nowhere to take her for her fun vacation. So they offered for her to be in Summer's friend, for her to go and do the water parks and this and that,
right,
and whatever. And Journey wanted to go, so yeah, I let her go, because I figured it would be okay, because I didn't ever see them drug them. I never seen them do the things that has been told here. If I'd have knew that stuff, there would be no way in hell I would let my kid went there.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I believe
wouldn't have even been going there. Period.
Absolutely. And Marlena, yes. When they came to pick up Marlena's daughter, yes, Marlena thought Summer wasn't looking so well. She did think the Summer did not look well, but she didn't know the severity of it. She didn't know, she knew that, Summer was awful thin, not looking too good, but, she didn't know what was going on. She had no idea what was going on.
Never got out of the vehicle when they came to pick up my youngin'. The kids never got out of the vehicle whatsoever. She pulled up in my driveway. I had her bags packed. my youngin got in the car with them and they left. I didn't have no clue what was going on. I had none of that. I didn't know that she had all this stuff had been happening. If
Right.
like I said, therefore, again, let's not turn this into what Marlena didn't do or what she thought was wrong. If I thought it was wrong, I wouldn't have never let it happen. Let's put it that way. If I knew something was going on, I would have never let my daughter go. For one. For two, if I knew something, somebody would have been in there to take care of Summer before anything would have ever happened to her.
Absolutely. Absolutely. If you
Because
could have
I don't like people messing with kids and people were out here raping youngins and raping, I mean, even women. I don't like that stuff. I
Yeah, I don't like the R word either. You know, and you can tell she's distraught. You can tell she's saying things like, you know, I don't agree with R and kids, and she goes, even women. I don't think women should be R'd either. I don't think poodles should. Animals, you know. Hold on, for fuck's sake. All right, I'm going to put this link in one more time.
I was not raised that way. And where I came from, they didn't do that sort of thing.
Right.
So if I would have knew that stuff, yes, I'll tell everybody right now on this channel or whatever we're doing. I will tell everybody right now. I would have snitched. I would have told the police what was going on. I would have also told CPS. I would have had them youngins some help in there if I'd have knew what was going on. They'd both be sitting and rotting in prison right now, or all 4 of them, or all 5 of them, or all 6 of them, whatever, how many was in this clan that helped make her disappear. They would be in prison right now. We wouldn't be sitting here having this conversation.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So don't get anything twisted. Don't think that that's what happens. People start to ramble off in the brain and try to bend and twist everything when it ain't about. If I would have sit here and told Miss PG, yeah, Miss PG, I knew about that, no, I would have been honest with that. I would have been straightforward. No, I did not know anything. It was going.
And our friend Jean Ellen, who I absolutely adore, has mint advice. But Marlena hasn't started a channel to grift off of Summer. She hardly spoke. I appreciate that and value the information. Same. If the information is continually changing, I'd be like, yeah, not worth my time. In here, somewhere, there is the truth. Now I'm going to switch to something else real quick, and we will get back to this. And instead of me putting up an actual poll, why don't you guys just think back over the last almost 3.5 years? How many people were aware that something was going on in those children's lives and never once made a report? There's one on the screen right here, and she pisses me off to no end.
Like if you were to be in Summer's room and be all the way to the back furthest wall and then underneath the stairs to the right, I swear I seen like an area or like a cubby or something.
Well, that's where they kept all their shoes.
So I have to call it. I keep calling it a cubby. But was there like just a little indent or like anything back in there? It looked like it went further back.
No, it was just a cubby hole.
Oh, it was a cubby. Okay.
But on Facebook, this is circulating, so I'll just read it to you. I called DCS. I'm not sure whatever came about the situation, but I haven't slept because I feel so guilty for not doing more. I should have kept calling, but I didn't think they would do anything because I already called. I told them what I knew, that I saw her hit and kick Summer, and that they would lock her in the basement. I called again as soon as I found out Summer was missing. The basement had a lock on the inside and outside, but I've been in the basement and I know how hot it gets, and she would scream. You don't punish a kid this way. I assume Summer never told them the truth if they talked to her. She could be a hyper little girl. What kid isn't? She always wanted attention. She was a very sensitive kid. One day her mom wasn't watching her and she pulled out plants and her mom had a fit. As far as the DCS report about her husband, just so you know, her mother was just as scared, Candace, as she was her son-in-law. Her mother was just as scared, Candace, as she was her son-in-law. She ran all over her mother, called her names, etc. I think they're talking about like the grandma. I don't know how she tolerated them. Oh, and it's funny how nice and sympathetic Donald talks on camera. That's not who he is, and it makes me sick. He could be nice, yes, especially if he needed your help with something. They would fight over money or something, and she would just go sit outside and do videos and was nearly falling asleep. She did fall asleep smoking and drinking beer, but she acted high too. This is a side effect from like if you take a lot of pills that are downers, you just kind of doze off. She did fall asleep smoking, drinking. Okay. Like I said, other times she would curse and hit him back. So you never know. So you never knew what her personality would be on any given day. I think drug use made her bipolar.
Ilyanka has a question. Son-in-law say what? Yeah, Grandis was scared of her son-in-law, who is Don Wells.
I never personally witnessed drug use, although I suspect she did pills. I saw him drink, but he never seemed super high unless he was drunk. But he did mention Xanax. Beer was their preference for alcohol. They must have cleaned up thousands of beer cans outside before they called the law. The place would have looked much worse if it wasn't for some of the help she had. I wouldn't say she was depressed, just high 75% of the time. She told me she fell asleep and Summer grabbed a cigarette and ate it when she was 1. I stopped going around them because they made me quite uncomfortable. The last few times I stopped by was to check on the kids, but I just had to stop going by there. I'm super empathetic and I just had to stop going, and they didn't know I was the one who called DCS on them. They also had an ant and rat problem too, and they really didn't care about that either. She says CPS was called more than once. They made several trips. They were told to clean up. That said, the kids never said anything bad, which is understandable. One of the boys hit the other boy with a BB gun more than once. Dogs were hit with BB guns, which they all thought was funny. Both parents hit each other and the kids. Both did drugs. The girl always craved her mom's attention, and she sent her to stay in her room. Holidays, she could come out and play. And when they went to the creek, and occasionally he'd take them outside to play with guns to teach them to hunt. But using BB guns on dogs is sick. The girl always held her crotch like she had an infection or was molested. Her teeth were never brushed. She had 1 bath a week at most, Saturday night, and the tub was filthy. She had lice and yeast infections. Summer would give everyone a hug. She was desperate for attention and love. What's odd is that her dad would buy her gifts all the time. Dolls, jewelry. She would give them away. She would gave me though. The mom gave the boys a little attention, but not Summer. She seemed jealous of Summer and picked on her. I didn't understand, but now I think she may have been molested. The boys picked on Summer too, wouldn't let her go to their room to play, so she had to play by herself all the time. But of course, the boys only see how the parents treat each other, so they think it's normal. They curse a lot, and Summer said God doesn't like that. They were horribly prejudiced. The boys would destroy the dolls she had, so I thought maybe that's why she gave away her dolls. She would give away everything her dad gave to her. Something does not add up. Such a sweet, smart little girl. I'm so angry because CPS failed this child.
How you been, dude?
I am authentic. She's my baby. She's my baby.
Yep.
I love her. Now, I was sleeping.
Yeah, I know. I told her.
No.
I said, Lord, you don't woke her up. She got to go to church in the morning.
I don't care if they woke her up. I go to church every day.
Who the fuck put that shareholder?
Yes, ma'am.
Anybody want to take a guess who put that message on Facebook? And the other creator, I don't remember her name, snagged it and put it on her channel. Anyone? Anyone? Take a guess. The timeline adds up.
I go to work. The stairhole's been there.
Hi, my name is Dee. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. I've been telling y'all there's a cubby hole the whole time. There's a stair hole too, to that cubby hole. But guess what? That evidence is long gone. It went with the stairwell, with the staircase, with the new staircase.
Let's not get tub, bath, and shower confused. They don't have a tub, but they're saying on Saturdays is basically what this woman, it is a woman, knew about the bathing patterns. So don't get the descriptions mixed up.
It's at 110 Ben Hill Road. It's gone. Evidence is gone. Just like Summer. Quote, they tried to keep Summer as a pet, unquote. What kind of mother would put her child in a pen under the stairs? The same kind of mother that don't bond with a newborn baby. That's what kind of mother Candace Bly is. The same kind of mother that'll sit on the stairs and wait for the police to get there when she's actually does have people and children in her room, that she hid them in the stairwell. And she handled that so good when the police came. She's not scared of the police. She was taunting the police. Like the prank call. Remember that? The prank phone call to Mary. Candace Bly is a special kind of wicked mother, in my opinion. It seems to me like Candace Bly tries to be a rough role model for her 3 boys. But what about Summer? She was no role model whatsoever. Why does she treat Summer different? Because Summer was different. Because Don Wells, Candace Bly's boyfriend, husband, whatever he was at the time, made her that way. He damaged Summer from the get-go for life. And Candace Bly was gung-ho for that idea, and she enabled Don to do that. And whatever happened to Summer, she is just as guilty as Don Wells is. 46 months now, and Candace looks just as guilty of disappearing Summer as she did on June 28th, 2021. More brazen, though. In my opinion, these two have to have something more in common to hold them together than the children that they have lost and Summer that they have also lost in another way. These people need to be under a jail somewhere because they're a danger to society and a danger to children, and they're a danger to themselves. I know in my heart, just from looking at pictures of Summer and seeing a little bit of video of Summer moving around in church and all, Summer Wells was kept in a pen when Don Wells wasn't there. And that crap about that cubby hole being where they kept their shoes, what the boys do, run in the front door upstairs and then run down and keep their shoes in the basement? Or what? It was just Summer's shoes and Don's and Candace in that cubby hole in the basement? Candace Bly didn't take care of Summer good. Candace never brushed her hair. I've seen pictures of Summer when she was dirty as a little pig. Candace didn't take care of her. Look how she dressed her. That little girl's been through more than we could ever even know. And people, millions of people around the world want the best for Summer Wells. But we know that's probably warping reality.
Horrible. Horrible. DC Primetime said someone needs to start putting all these pieces together. What happened with Marlena last night? I don't know. Can somebody look on the inmate roster? I keep hearing from people that she got arrested last night. For what? I don't know. I don't know. And slowly but surely, we're putting the pieces together. We've been doing it since June 16th of 2021, but whew, my mind gets blown from time to time. It's blown right now. You know why? Because Zach Walker gifted 10 Crime Lines and Lies memberships. If you received a membership, you thank Cat OG or Zach Walker. All right, here we go. More from Marlena.
This is bullcrap because people wants to take everything and twist it, and then it shouldn't be twisted.
I'm going to tell you something right now. I see some people in the chat saying, oh, Marlena is not being. I know. I do my research. Trust and believe. I'm a brilliant little bitch. I am absolutely fucking brilliant.
Okay, PG's brilliant. We'll put that on the back burner. I can tell you right now, this case drives me nuts for many, many reasons. For one, if someone has information, they're immediately a liar, but the Wells are not. You know the people I'm talking about. You know the people I'm talking about. I wouldn't stick my head out of the car I live in. Okay? I wouldn't stick my head out of the pop-up trailer I live in if I was those people. I wouldn't stick my head out of the unskirted trailer I live in if I was those people. Because they'll chop it off every time.
At what I do. And I'm going to tell you something now. I do my homework and I do my research, and my people here, all of Summer's Army, my family that's over here on Summer's channel every single night and have been from day one. I'm not talking about all the extras in here tonight for I don't know what reason, but I'm talking about Summer's real army that's here every night and has been from day one.
I have been there since
all
day
of them,
one.
all of them know.
They just don't know it.
Every last one of them know that PG does my homework. They know I'm a brilliant little bitch and that I do everything right and I do it truthfully. Every last one knows that PG fears God, not human.
Hang on, I gotta sneeze again. She needs to change her channel to Brilliant Little Bitch. Sorry, you guys. Prayer Garden cracks me up. I like the person in her chat that said she is here being a voice for Summer. Y'all braver than the ones that know what happened and have kept quiet. Exactly. Marlena's her middle name. So you may have to look. I don't know if it's Sullivan County, Hawkins County. I don't know where she's living. I know she told me that she has to move around quite a bit. I don't know if it's because she's living in her car or because things are going on with Summer's case. I don't know.
But God Almighty. And they know that I don't worry about what people think. I worry about what God thinks. And I've always done righteous by this channel. No one can say I haven't. And I work diligently for this little girl. And I'm going to tell you something. I did my homework. And I know for a fact that Marlena has been being stalked. So please don't say she hasn't. Because I know that firsthand, baby, because I did the homework on it. So don't be saying she ain't, because she has.
That's all them extra shit
And
suckers that come into your life and not just want to run their mouth.
She has every reason to be worried about her mother and about her daughter right now. every reason to be worried. And she has every reason to be on guard right now. So, you guys don't know, but PG does. And so does Marlena.
You know what, PG's come to think about it? There was somebody that was stalking me last night. They were in the woods behind me, and I got out of the car and asked them what they wanted, and nobody would never show themselves.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you what. After what happened in that cemetery, after what happened firsthand up in that cemetery, I mean, they came right in, sat there for over 20 minutes, stalking the hell out of my friend while he was out there looking for this, for this grave site that they actually had freaking covered over. They went up there and they literally camouflaged this grave site so it couldn't be found, or thought it couldn't. I mean, it was.
Then you got goofy ass Mushmouth saying if anybody sees PG or her people at the cemetery, you need to call Pruitt or the feds as soon as possible. Goodness. Are you kidding me? Who the hell is she? She's one of the many that sat there and watched all this and did nothing. She's telling Andy, it's deeper than you think. It's deeper than you think. You can always tell when these simpletons have been watching something that really messes with their little uneducated brains. And I'm actually going to say it right now to Jody Sue. Oh, it's deeper.
It was actually God that allowed that gravesite to be found. If that sun wouldn't have came up and shined down on that piece of rock, and if my friend wouldn't have been curious about what that piece of rock was, that grave would not have been found that day. Now, I'm going to tell you something. They went to all the trouble to go over there and camouflage and hide this man's grave that Andy Bernard said he believed Summer was in. They went over there and hid it so it couldn't be found, or at least they thought it couldn't, and it wouldn't. And then they come in there, pull up behind the vehicle, and stalk the shit out of my friend looking up in there. I mean, come on, you guys. These people, nobody went up there and took no kid in that area. Nobody went there and took no child in that area. And I'm going to tell you why. Because these motherfuckers are watching all the time. They're watching all the time. If you fart, they would smell it. That's Trust me.
You're absolutely right. And for Mr. Andy B to be telling you that she was in that grave, he probably helped her be put in that grave. That's the way I think. How did he know she was there?
Well, he did text Candace. It's done. And when he texts Candace, it's done. On the same truck that happened to be stalking people at the cemetery, the same truck happened to be over on Ben Hill Road meeting up with Candace.
What kind of truck was that, Miss PG?
It was a big, two-toned, dark blue at the top, a different color, a lighter color at the bottom. It was
like a gray.
Yeah, like a grayish blue. And
that would be Chad Arnold's.
And and it was a big truck, like an extended truck.
Like an F-150. F-150 two.
You know what?
Like an F-250, F-150.
It was all going down so fast. To be honest with you, that's the thing. I don't know the model. I just know what the truck looked like.
No, but if it was two-toned and it was dark on top and light on bottom, was it loud? Kind of loud, like it had pops on it or glass packs or something, like you would hear like coming a mile away.
You know what? You could hear it, yes. You could hear it.
Okay, so it's
Oh, you
got
can
glass
hear it.
pipes on it. So that means that was probably AKA Chad Arnold.
And I believe it was. I personally believe that's exactly who it was.
Because
Was
he's the only one that drives the newer Ford F-150 or an F-250 and extended cab, and it's two-ton. And it's
Well,
kind of loud.
you know, you got to remember the situation. We saw them first. We saw them first. And you know, and like I asked Andy B, did you see me? No, he didn't see me. He didn't see me because we saw them first. My friend got out. My friend went up there walking all over the place. This big ass truck is sitting right behind the vehicle, freaking just sitting there and sitting there and sitting there and sitting. It wasn't leaving. It didn't go nowhere until the grave was completely cleaned off and the pictures were getting took. And that's when
The dude that wasn't driving it wasn't wearing a hoodie and a pair of sunglasses, would he?
Yes, he was. He was wearing a black. Yeah, he was wearing a big hoodie, a dark hoodie. I can't say it was black, but it was dark. And he was wearing a pair of sunglasses. Yes, he was.
Sounds like Chad Arnold.
That's exactly what he was wearing. He sure was.
Why don't Andy B come up with the...
Okay, she said it sounds like Chad. It sounds like Chad. A lot of people are having storms. If you need to reset your app or whatever apparatus you're using, feel free. Leslie said, I thought another cop was on the case, or am I wrong? Yeah, there's a new agent assigned. His name is Josh Melton. Good morning, Momo. Good morning. You'll take a second and hit the like. Don't be shy to share this. And if you're in the bushes listening, think about subscribing and coming to see us every morning. We always have a lot to talk about. A lot of personalities in here, and I absolutely love it.
And whoever it was contacted Andy B. Contacted Andy and let Andy know that we were there.
Well, the only person I know that drives a truck like that would be Chad Arnold.
Yep, that's Chad.
And remember, I traveled that place multiple days a week, and that would be the truck that stuck out to me because, therefore, he's the only one that's got a two-tone colored truck.
The only thing I was doing was trying to keep my identity private. Right? That's what I was doing, because I know these motherfuckers are going to be taking pictures. I know they're going to be taking pictures, right? They ain't following you. They ain't pulling up behind you. They ain't stalking your ass for freaking 15 to 20 minutes without trying to get some pictures. I knew exactly what the hell.
I get followed about 2 or 3 times a week.
And as soon as that damn truck was spotted coming, I'm going to tell you, I knew right then and there. I knew right then and there what they were up to, you know?
Apparently, I get followed on a daily basis.
I'm going to tell you something, girl. You got that right. You got that right. There is people making your business their business.
Mm-hmm.
Trust and believe that.
I was sitting somewhere last night, and I know that these people they got dropped off down the road from where I was and ended up in the Woodline area with flashlights and didn't think I seen them, but I still seen them and still called them out on it, and they still didn't come out of the shadows.
Hey, I'm going to tell you, girl, they don't want, they ain't very smart at all. For one, they don't even know what they're following behind, right? They don't know what they're following behind. This is a missing child's case. I think you'd be smarter than to be following an unmarked car into a freaking cemetery to begin with, right? How fucking stupid are you?
Well, but see, here's what it is, though. You're An unmarked car.
Alan, who are you talking about? You said Crime Lines and Lies exposed herself by covering up the Mormon and Rick Crawford connection. Who exactly? Because I know you're not talking about me. I don't know these damn people. I don't want to know them. I just want Summer to get justice. Love you too, Kimberly Mann, and happy birthday to you. If you're new here, please put a 1 in the chat and know that every day is Kimberly Mann's birthday. You'll get used to it.
That's going down through there. And they know that you're strange, that you don't belong down there. So they're going to follow you and they're going to figure out what your business is and why you're down there. But now me, most of them people down in them hollers and all that, they know who I am. They know who I am because of my dad and this and that, and blah, blah, blah. They don't dare pull up on me sitting at some cemetery because I will get out and ask them what the fuck they want. And I'm that type of girl because I've always been like that. My daddy's never taught me to, I don't run, I don't back down, and I don't give that easy.
Right?
You're going to have to blow my brains out for me to
Well,
back down. And you better hope when you shoot me, you kill me.
My friend was actually looking on his phone because he done looked like over all of these, like he didn't look once, he looked twice over these, stones and everything to see, looking for this particular person. And there's not like a ton of people up in there buried, it's like a limited amount of humans that's buried.
Alan, what do you mean covering up for the Mormons? The Mormons don't even drink Kool-Aid because they're scared of red dye. What do they have to do with it? Thank you, Lisa A. Lisa's drinking the Kool-Aid. Look at that. She's put in a super sticker. So what do you mean the Mormons and Rick Crawford? Come on, spill it. Spill it, please. I'm dying to know.
Andy said, hold on. Andy said that he knows that you're staying at Burger King.
I ain't staying at Burger King.
It's Burger King with an R. It is not Booger King. PG, if you're in here, grab the link because there's someone else that's coming up that would actually like to talk to you, but it's not Marlena. It's Burger King. And if Andy B knows that that's the parking lot that Marlena is using, then why doesn't he just get her a freaking Whopper and leave it alone? Don't be telling people she's at the Booger King. Booger King to these people is a strip joint.
He said something about you being at a Burger King.
Yeah, I used to sit at the Burger King. Tell him when he sees me sitting there, please stop and say something to me.
So I told you you're being stalked.
See how fast he gets his jaw smacked.
You're being stalked, girl. That right there proves it. Andy is letting Marlena. Andy's in my chat. Letting Marlena know that I know where you're at. I know where you're at. And he mentions a place she goes to. He mentions it up. He says, I don't even know her. But then in the next breath, in the same breath, he says, oh, she's at the Burger King. Right? I know where to find her. I'm telling you.
Miss PG, just tell him the next time he sees me sitting there, please stop and show his face.
Go ahead. His ass is in the chat, girl. Say whatever you please to him right now. Because it's okay with me.
Mr. Andy B, the next time you see me sitting at the Burger King, show your face. Show your goddamn face one time. One time. And
yeah,
I promise you will tuck your fucking tail and run because you know what? You ain't never met a Beach Creek bitch quite like me. Amen. I will fuck you up. Right there in public, in front of everybody. I don't fucking care, you sick motherfucking bastard. Come get you some. Any day you feel free, come get you some.
All right, let's take a second. We're going to see our new sponsor today. This is brought to you by Booger King.
help you, sir?
2 Whoppers, 2 Whopper Juniors, and 4 Coca-Cola. And would I have to wait long if you made 1 Whopper with no pickle and no lettuce?
No, sir. Hold the pickle, hold the lettuce. Special orders don't upset us. All we ask is that you let us serve it your way.
Oh, well, in that case, could I have the other Whopper with extra ketchup?
Sure. We can serve your roast beef Whopper fresh with everything on topper. Any way you think is proper, have it your way.
Now that's the way to do things. Our way.
Have it your way. Have it your way at Burger King. At Burger King.
And you can live in their parking lot. Talk about having it your way.
Yeah, anytime you feel furry, right? I heard that thing you got.
Feel froggy. Don't miss. Make sure you jump.
I heard that thing.
There's the only thing between us is air and opportunity. So, baby, please jump. Because I'm going to give you something to jump at. I'm not Jody, too. I'm not Donald Wells. I'm not Candace Wells. Please jump.
Hey, I heard that furry thing he's got on his face came from, it was hanging down in Jody Sue's basement. Right? That's what I heard, Andy. I heard that furry.
He probably killed a possum and got it off of it with the possum dead on the side of the road.
Hey, girl, I heard that furry shit on his face right now was hanging in Jody Sue's basement.
I heard it come from a roadkill on the side of the road.
It could be roadkill. I don't know. Look like it.
Hey, how would he know if Miss PG, how would he know if I was sitting at the Burger King if he wasn't there meeting Mr. Donald Wells, right?
Oh, yeah. And you know what? You're right, because he said that he saw Don Wells at the Burger King too.
What a lot of people don't know, I've been in your chat for a long, long time, and I'm just under a different name, and I've been watching the comments and what people say and what people do. So therefore, I've been watching more than people think that I've been watching.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you now. You know, I've been behind the scenes. I've been talking to Marlena. I've been talking with, I've been blessed enough to, speak with her brother and so forth and so on. I'm going to tell you, her brother ain't nothing to be reckoned with, Angie. I'm going to let you know, right? I'm a good character on people.
Why the hell would Andy Bernard care that Marlena, that's actually how you pronounce it, has been living at the Burger King parking lot? What's it to him? Why does he keep bombarding the chat with, I know she's at the Burger King. I know she's at the Burger King. Is he trying to intimidate her? We need to ask other questions besides, why didn't they? Why didn't they? Why didn't they? Present time 2025, why does the newly married, the real Andy B, or his ex-flame, Jody Sue, care who's staying at the Burger King parking lot? Thank you, Kimberly Mann. That means a lot. Gifting 5 Crime Lines and Lies membership. Angel P, thank you. I got to play the music. You guys are making me blush. What's it to him? What's it to him? I would feel bad for someone that I know if they were living at the Burger King. I would flat out say, can I get you something to eat? Get you some gas for your car? Do you want to go somewhere and take a shower? I wouldn't go into a chat and say, I know she's been living in the Burger King parking lot. What are they worried about? Let's ask the right questions.
You don't want to fuck with her brother. You don't want no piece of that boy. Absolutely not.
I'm not going to have to worry about my brother. He better be worried about me.
Andy, man, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm a damn good judge of character. I'm going to tell you now.
Hey, listen, that dog don't hunt and he's barking up the wrong tree.
I'll tell you
Let's
now.
put it in the English that he knows. You're barking up the wrong tree, and this coon doesn't run. This one don't go up a tree to be treed. I
Yeah.
don't run from weak needed bitches like him, and their heart pumps puppy piss. So tell him to come get him some. Any day he feels froggy, tell him to jump.
I appreciate that, Justice, for you. She told Jody
Don't
Sue
let
to
him-
shut up.
Don't let him bump his ass as he's jumping. And Jody Sue better stay away from me too. I don't give a damn. You two motherfuckers knew that y'all was selling drugs to Candace to drug these little kids. You all are sick individuals.
Amen. Absolutely, girl. Absolutely. And you know, by their behavior, by the way, you know, their actions and behavior, I truly believe they're capable of doing that. I truly believe they are.
I
Straight
just want
up.
to let them know I am tired of running. Anytime any of yous feel free, any of yous that feel froggy and they want to come and get some of me, tell them to step out of the shadows because I will be there to meet them. I promise you that. 10 toes down, I will be there to stand my own damn ground, and I don't need any help to do it. I don't need the police. I don't need anybody but me. People are going to stop running their mouth, talking out the side of their neck. They're going to stop following me around. They're going to stop doing a lot of things that they're doing. I am sick and tired being sick and tired. I'm done with this. Bring your friggin' crooked, nasty, fucking skanky ass and stand up for what's right and what's decent one time in your damn sorry ass life.
You got to understand. You got to understand what you're dealing with here. You're dealing with a bunch of cowards. You're dealing with people who were up on Ben Hill Road, in my opinion, sedating little girls, doing disgusting things to little children.
Okay, was that happening or not? We know Jody Sue said it, and it lit Al Gore's internet on fire. People were coming unglued. How could you say something like that? Then she retracted and said she was, I guess, joking around, you know, telling a tale. Good afternoon. Oh, sorry. Morning, Sheila. She said, hey, chat and mods, TJF. I usually stay in the bushes, but I actually was in the chat you're replaying, and I don't know how I found it on YouTube days ago. I live in Knoxville. Welcome, Sheila. Let's take a minute and welcome Sheila, you guys. Come on. We love our friends. Ziggy's PI said, Brooks, why are you trying to make fun of people that are way smarter than you? First off, Ziggy's PI, we are not on first name basis, so do not call me Brooks. That is my first name. That is my government name. That is the name my parents gave me. And if you think these people are smarter than me, well, I guarantee you are goddamn right. You know why? Because none of them have been caught for the nastiness they have been doing. Welcome to the chat. Horrific what these people get away with.
Definitely neglecting, abusing, and completely destroyed one child altogether, which was 5-year-old Summer Moon Utah Wells. You got to remember that these people are, you know, at all costs trying to protect their own fucking asses. You got Andy B in here, you know, tonight in his own ways, trying to, you know, scare you up about seeing you at the Booger Kings and stuff. And you got Jody Sue in here, you know, trying to protect Andy's ass, telling him to shut up, telling him to, you know, be quiet, telling him, I mean, all night long, she's been trying to warn him in every way she possibly can, you know, not to put out anything that could incriminate his ass and possibly get him, you know, interrogated by law enforcement any more than he already has put out there, you know, causing some issues between all of these people. You know, he meets up with Don Wells. You know, he supposedly don't really knew them. They were just acquaintances across the fucking road. But, you know, ever since they moved, they've still been in contact with the Wells, you know, practically daily, right? And they got all, you know, they got this. What happened to this little girl is surrounded by a sick, evil group of humans that were working together. They were working together, all of them, you know, all of them making, they all had the dog in the race. All of them was making self-gain over what was going on. You know, Andy, his self-gain came from, like Jody Sue said, his self-gain came from their self-gain, not just Andy's, but Jody Sue's as well. Their self-gain came from, you know, selling the stuff that was sedating these kids. They were making big money, you know, by selling the
Miss
well
PG,
stuff.
let me stop you right there. I'm going to tell Mr. Andy Bernard and Miss Jody Sue, or anyone of them wants to go towards my kid and try, please let them do. Because you know what's going to happen to you? You're not going to have a foot, a leg, an ass to even hold on to, because who's got her? This person don't give a damn. She will blow your brains out and not think twice about it.
Okay. We don't say that on YouTube. We don't say blow and gray matter in the same sentence. All right? So we're all going to pretend like we didn't hear that. Correct? Correct? See, a lot of people in here we haven't seen in quite a while. There's black skies. Ooh. Yeah, we don't say things like that. That might be why the police were looking for her. Okay? Could be.
And I'm telling you that straight up. So if you think you're after my kid, you better think again. And if you're after me, please show yourself. Quit running like a coward that you are. Quit doing the things that you're doing. Quit running running that mouth out the side of your neck, because you ain't going to do shit. You're a coward. We all know you're cowards. We're going to call you out. We're all here just to get Summer, Utah, Moon, Wales. Her judgment, her peace.
That is not right, said Brooks only allows people that donate money to call her by her first name and steals everyone else's content to build her channel. What a gorgeous thing to say. What a gorgeous thing to say. Do not block this person. I think we all share each other's content. Would you like a list of all the people that have shared my content? It goes down to, it's scrolling across the bottom. It's fair use. And anyone can call me by my name. I am not that petty. But somebody wants to come in that I don't know, and they're hiding behind an avatar like you, because I have a feeling when you were born, probably a brother-sister relationship, I have a feeling that your sister, mom, aunt did not name you. That is not right. All right? Show just a little bit of respect.
Tell you now, Jody Sue, call whoever you want. Call, make all the phone calls you want, because you are the number one suspects in this little girl's disappearance. Not PG. Not PG. Call who you want. I'm going to tell you, I already talked to law enforcement. I already talked to the freaking feds. I've already talked. So call who you please. You are the suspects in all of this. It was you that said your old man was selling the stuff to sedate these little girls in order for them to be sedated and touched. That would come out your fucking mouth, Aunt Jody Sue. Why don't we call somebody on you, right? Oh, I'm sorry. We already did. And you lied to them, right? You said you could say it to us. And as long as you don't say it to them, that's all that counts. Because you know the law. You know the law. That's why you didn't call Andy. You called him Munster, and you called him this, and you called him that. Because, you know, by doing that, you're not incriminating him, and you ain't going to get your ass pulled downtown and interrogated and mother freaking gone over and asked to take life.
She's right. PG is exactly right. That's the reason when Jody Sue first started coming on the YouTube, she kept calling him Baltimore. She kept calling him the monster. Nobody could understand a damn word she was saying. Voldemort. That was it. Voldemort. Voldemort. But she was protecting his identity. And now we find out he's concerned about Marlena sleeping in her car at the Burger King. And last I heard, Jody Sue is not a suspect at all. But boy, she would love to be one. She would love to be one.
Lie detectors test, and then you use your health not to take one, right? Even if they want one, you use your health to not take it. Come on,
What's
Jody
wrong with her
Sue.
health? What's wrong with her
You're-
health? Because last time I seen her, she looked like she's fucked up and twisted.
I'm going to tell you something. She is twisted. She is twisted in every way you could think of. She is that woman right there, man. She doesn't care about nobody's kids. She doesn't care whose kids were going through what. As long as her big ass was getting her nails done, as long as she, could walk around and act like she lived on Knob's fucking heel, as long as she could go get eat outs because she's too fucking lazy to cook, right?
Yep.
Probably don't even know how.
Tell her, please.
I heard that totally wrong. Whoa. Give me a second. About barfed in my mouth. I thought PG, excuse me. I thought she said all she cares about is getting eaten out. Let me listen to that again. But then she said because she's too lazy to cook. Damn.
Sedating little girls, doing disgusting things to little children, definitely neglecting, abusing, and completely destroyed one child altogether, which was 5-year-old Summer Moon Utah Wells. You got to remember that these people are, at all costs trying to protect their own fucking asses. You got Andy B in here, tonight in his own ways, trying to scare you up about seeing you at the Booger Kings and stuff. And you got Jody Sue.
Damn it, I'm not the one. Brooks, if it wasn't for you stealing people's content, you would probably be sleeping at the Booger King. You spelled it wrong. Sorry, you spelled it wrong next to Marlena. Marlena. My language is getting messed up. I don't need to sleep in parking lots, my friend. I have a home, okay? Brick, mortar, sheetrock, okay? I have a home, okay? Unlike you, that should be at work right now. And don't even come after my ass asking why I'm not at work right now, because everyone that knows me knows I go to work in the afternoons. So quit your shit or get out of your mama's basement.
In here, trying to protect Andy's ass, telling him to shut up, telling him to, be quiet, telling him, all night long, she's been trying to warn him in every way she possibly can, not to put out anything that could incriminate his ass and possibly get him, interrogated by law enforcement any more than he already has put out there, causing some issues between all of these people. He meets up with Don Wells. He supposedly don't really knew him. They were just acquaintances across the fucking road. But, ever since they moved, they've still been in contact with the Wells, practically daily, right? And they got all, they got this. What happened to this little girl is surrounded by a sick, evil group of humans that were working together. They were working together, all of them, all of them making, they all had the dog in the race. All of them was making self-gain over what was going on. Andy, his self-gain came from, like Jody Sue said, his self-gain came from their self-gain, not just Andy's, but Jody Sue's as well. Their self-gain came from, selling the stuff that was sedating these kids. They were making big money, by selling the Wells stuff.
Let me stop you right there. I'm going to tell Mr. Andy Bernard and Miss Jody Sue, or any of them wants to go towards my kid and try, please let them do. Because you know what's going to happen to you? you're not going to have a foot, a leg, an ass to even hold on to, because who's got her? This person don't give a damn. She will blow your brains out and not think twice about it.
Okay, again, let's all take a deep breath and let's keep this PG. And I don't mean as in prayer garden. We do not physically threaten people on the internet. By the way, my offer is good. Leave a super chat. You will get a Booger King coupon. We do not threaten to take care of gray matter. We do not threaten to remove people's appendages. Okay? All right? Got that one? You got it? Mama She, that's a lot of Booger King. That's a lot of Booger King coupons for you. And I know your email address. Just Me doesn't want any Booger King coupons. Yeah, we do not get up and do that. We're talking about a missing child.
And I'm telling you that straight up. So if you think you're after my kid, you better think again. And if you're after me, please show yourself. Quit running like a coward that you are.
Woo!
Quit doing the things that you're doing. Quit running running that mouth out the side of your neck, because you ain't going to do shit.
Woo!
You're a coward.
Woo!
We all know you're cowards. We're gonna call you out. We're all here just to get Summer, Utah, Moon, Wales. Her judgment, her peace.
I'll tell you now, Jody Sue. Call whoever you want. Make all the phone calls you want, because you are the number one suspects in this little girl's disappearance. Not PG. Not PG. Call who you want. I'm going to tell you, I already talked to law enforcement. I already talked to the freaking feds. I've already talked. So call who you please. You are the suspects in all of this. It was you that said your old man was selling the stuff to sedate these little girls in order for them to be sedated and touched. That would come out your fucking mouth, Aunt Jody Sue. Why don't we call somebody on you, right?
Woo! Woo! Yeah, bona fide. Well, you can still leave a super chat. I don't think Jody Sue's a suspect. I think she wants to be one. This is back from when Benny called and talked to Pruitt.
I guess thank you, Hawkins, and thank you, Pruitt. Appreciate that. So I'm going to play this for you as it originally is, and I'll share it on my community wall here in just a second.
You got specific questions that are pertinent to this case?
Yes. Suspect Brown is threatening people on the internet. I find that odd.
Suspect 2, threats are as far as you believe it.
Ooh, Tanya Rodriguez, she wants a Booger King coupon. Keep going, Brooks. F these people talking shit. Love you, Brooks. I love you too, Tanya. You are amazing. So if you didn't catch this, let's catch it again. This is from Pruitt, talking to Benny Keys, who is no longer on the internet at all. Can't be.
I guess thank you, Hawkins, and thank you, Pruitt. Appreciate that. So I'm going to play this for you as it originally is, and I'll share it on my community wall here in just a second.
You got specific questions that are pertinent to this case?
Yes. Suspect Brown is threatening people on the internet. I find that odd.
Suspect 2, threats are as far as you believe it.
Look at that, Gemina. She's hungry too. She wants some Booger King. Tracy with an I. You've missed a lot. You've missed a lot.
Fucking hide. If they ain't already slipped up with that, then you know their asses are bound to slip up. They're bound to slip up. And we're going to be here when they do. We're going to be here.
Yes.
Absolutely.
They're very stupid is what they are. I'm sorry to say that, but they are. Jody
Well, you
Sue
don't go around. You don't go around trying to threaten up people. You don't go around trying to threaten up people, and you know, if you don't have a dog in the race. And Jody Sue and Andy obviously have something really good in this race because,
They got
man,
something hiding.
they've been on it from day fucking one, right?
Yep. Making money off
I mean,
of
they've
Summer's
been,
name.
yeah,
She
they've
is.
been on. I mean, I always, hey, from day one, I knew Jody Sue's ass wasn't out here to help Summer. She was out here to keep that
No.
nose, keep that fucking nose deep in everything, to know everything, you know, so she could, you know, protect her ass and Andy's ass and everybody else's ass. She's, you know, she's been out here, you know, the one to try to protect everybody from whatever the hell went down that day.
Right.
She
She
is.
won't know
She's
what
a
people are
sorry.
saying because she's
She's an
scared.
evil, sorry ass piece of shit. And I'm going to tell you, whether Jody Sue believes in God or she don't believe in God, I don't care. You know what the woman believes. Believing that there ain't a God don't make it, you know, doesn't make it true. You can believe all you want.
Right.
There isn't a God. It ain't going to make it, you know, untrue. There is a God. There is a God,
Yes,
whether
there
people
is.
want to believe it or not. God Almighty exists. His Son Jesus Christ exists. The Holy Spirit does exist, and hell exists. There's a
Yes,
big
they do.
hell waiting on these evil freaking people that think they're getting away with some shit on this earth. Well, I'm going to tell you, you ain't getting away with nothing. You're
No,
not getting away
the
with nothing.
censorship
What you're
needs
doing
to
is
stop.
all you're doing is making yourself a special place in that place called hell. And I'm going to tell you, it ain't going to be no party around.
I agree with PG. I agree with her. Do you want hell on earth or do you want hell on the other side? Jean Ellen, thank you for the super sticker. Sassy Pants, I'm trying to make a friend for you. Hopefully you and Chrissy can talk because she's been rearing to go all week. Brooks, learn how to spell Burger King, and no one wants your crusty boogers because your cat OG, likes them wet and soggy. Eek, I have a feeling I know who this is. If it said OJ, I would just assume you're just trying to insult me. But since you brought Cat OG into it, I have a feeling you have a fake villa in Spain. I know how to spell Burger King, you simpleton. It's them calling it Booger King. Let's go ahead and do an Idiot of the Week. Thank you, Sassy Pants. Send me an email and you will get a t-shirt. Chrissy, can you please make nice with Sassy Pants? Maybe find out what she's up to? There you go. Kat knows she's taking it personal. We all know there's only one troll account that calls me that. Oh, you got it, girlfriend. Woo. Woo.
Around a great big freaking burning barrel where you're lighting cigarettes, sucking down your liquor, talking, and having a big party. When you get in there, your mother freaking tongue's going to cling to the roof of your freaking mouth. You're going to wish to God you didn't ever end up down there. You're going to be miserable as hell. And them demons, those demons that fled your ass at death, they're going to be there to now torture you. So you go right ahead and you keep doing what you're freaking doing. Because your ass, you got me bit if you think you're getting away with anything. You
They're
ain't
not
getting
going to get
away
away with
the
it.
damn thing. You're, you know, these people, man, it makes me sick to see ignorant people. I don't like to see.
Are you talking about Pam Tate? I'm not Pam. Brooke. Use a lisp. It's Brooks. Stop lying. You promised Pam a shirt and never gave it to her. She said she wanted a shirt, and when she messaged me saying she didn't get her shirt, I said, well, I sent you the invoice to buy a shirt, and she said I wanted one for free. Okay? She wanted one for free. What do I look like? You think I got a bunch of Chinese kids in my garage making Shirts. You think Brooks gets down like that? Shit costs money. Now we have 2 idiot of the weeks. Way to go on that, man. You guys think I got a goddamn Nike factory around here? Fucking weirdo.
Ignorant people. I don't like to see evil people. You know,
They're
appall.
twisted. They're twisted. Very twisted.
Yeah.
You know, what would they done if that was their daughter? You know what I
Their
mean?
fucking brain, their
what would
fucking
Jody
brain
do?
looks like a pretzel, right? Their brain looks like a pretzel.
Burnt as hell. It's
I'm
burnt
going to
up.
tell you something. I know. Jody Sue, I'm going to tell you what. Jody Sue's one of those women. Oh, you ain't, you know, you ain't going to be touching mine. Nobody's going to be touching my kids. You know, we're going to sell you up to shit, and I'm going to have nice nails, and my kids are going to have everything nice, and we're going to have, you know, all your money and everything. And ain't nobody going to be, you know, nobody's going to be touching our fucking kids. And, you know, we don't care what you do with yours. And, you know, I mean, if you want to let people do all that evil stuff to your kid, and you want to do evil stuff to your kid, and you want to just end up destroying your kid, do you go right ahead and you do that if you ain't got no more brains than to do that.
Right.
You know, that's how people like her think. And I'm going to tell you. Well, I'm going to tell you. She might be sick. She might be sick.
In the head.
But I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to tell you what. She protected her damn kids, something that Candace didn't. Candace ain't only.
This is spot on. Spot on. Let me tell you why. Because we have said this for years. The minute that Jody stuck her head out of that pop-up trailer that had an extension cord going from her in-laws' old house, the minute she stuck her head with those purple sparkly nails and that purple liquid eyeshadow, we said, but she protected her kids, which good. You should protect your children. But if you see something going on around you, part of protecting your own is to report what's going on in your neighborhood. Okay?
Sick, but she's fucking stupid.
Yes.
She ain't only sick, man, but she's fucking stupid. She let some people cross the road. She let some people cross the road take advantage, you know, take advantage of her ass, you know, till her kids are completely destroyed and gone. And they're going with, you know, what I'm saying is Jody Sue's son is going to call Jody Sue and, hey, Mom, I love you. And I love you too, son. And they're going to have a, you know, he's going to visit up and they're going to have Christmases and they're going to have Thanksgivings and they're going to have all the holidays. And her daughter's going to be, hey, Mom, I love you and I care about you. And they're going to have their holidays. You know, Candace is not going to have shit. Candace, every kid Candace had, she has destroyed and they are gone. And I'm going to tell you something. Yes. Candace is going to have a damn thing. Candace is right now sitting her old ass. Thank God that her old ass is too fucking old to have another kid. Thank God ain't nothing else able to be squeezed out between those legs. And I'm going to tell you something. Used and abused and destroyed in this world. Thank God for that. And her old fucking ass, finally, she's fucking too old to be having any more kids. Thank God that her ass, you know, is not going to be able to abuse and use and abuse anybody else. And I'm going to tell you, she's going to be sitting there with her old freaking ass in the future, all by her old fucking self. She's going to be so Miss fucking Gummy. She's going to be gumming her freaking Christmas and her freaking.
Okay, I don't know about the gummy. I'm not big on the words. But I mean, you do kind of wonder why Jody Sue, as proud as she is about herself, how come she don't have another man? Nobody want to crawl up in the pop-up trailer with her? What going on there? It didn't take Andy B, the real Andy B, long to find another chick. And unlike side piece Jody, it didn't take him long to marry her. Did it not? Because she kept talking about the girlfriend calling her coleslaw. Coleslaw.
Thanksgivings and her other holidays, she's going to be gumming that shit on her own. And there ain't going to be nobody around the table, you know, saying, hey, I love you or anything else to her ass. I'm going to tell you right now, when she needs help to get out there in her motherfucking car, there ain't going to be nobody helping that ass to the car, because you know what? She destroyed everything that could have been there and would have been there for her.
Help the bitch
You know,
she was on fire.
I wouldn't,
help
I
her
wouldn't
husband.
took on her if she was on fire as well. You got that right. I wouldn't fucking spit on her.
Nope. I
Like, what the heck?
screenshotted everything Jody Sue said and Andy and sent it in.
I'm going to tell you something. Marlena, you know, Marlena's like, you know, that shit on Andy's face is roadkill. It probably smells like roadkill being that close to
Probably
some radiated
smells like it.
food down there in the basement, right?
You're damn right.
Like, shit.
I'm just so proud of Marlena standing up. I am just so proud of her. It just makes me
Hey,
sick what they've done
girl,
to her.
I'm gonna
And
tell
it's
you
hard to tell
something.
what they've done to that kid, to her
You
daughter.
know, Marlena tried to keep herself and her family out of all of this for, you know, for all of these years. All she wanted to do is, you know, live and let live, you know, try to stay away from it all. I mean,
and raise her kid.
And they won't let her. They won't let her. I'm telling you, these motherfuckers are stalkers, man. Once they get on you, they don't want to get off of you, right?
Well, she has spoken out before, though, so I'm going to go back to that. Who got Summerwell's gone? Because, like I said, our girl D has clipped all this, has clipped it, and we're going to go through this.
Did you ever see any of his outbursts on YouTube?
His outburst was a lot worse than what they were on YouTube that anybody put on there.
What about Candace? Have you seen any of hers?
Oh yeah, she's got rough. At Christmas time, I swear to God, I thought I seen Summer. I could still see her, that little girl, to this day.
Like,
I don't know. He said he had to sacrifice her for her sins. I'm guessing that he had her. I don't know, but then he was a dope head. He was a cocaine addict, and he was a meth addict. He was a drunk. I mean, he was violent. And then, like I said, in May when I went over there, I asked her if he had been out on one of his binges, and she said no, not yet, but I feel like it's coming. He left the same damn night and never came back for a week. Nobody knows who his dealer is down there, though. But like a lot of people said, you get mixed up in the cartel and owing people a lot of money, they'll make you give up on your kids, or they'll kill your whole family. And where Summer was blonde hair and blue eyed, I'm from Beach Creek, and I know from a fact, kids don't disappear down there. They never have.
Well, and that's true. But what I want to know, does anyone know, because I can't find it, maybe D Presents TC is here. It all rhymes. Does anybody know when Marlena got the call or found the information that Summer was missing? I asked her the other day if she's talked to the police. Now, I know that she'd already talked to them previously. Paul Blart says, I need to not disrespect the whole Chinese culture. I don't give out free t-shirts. Well, I do, but it's only for certain people. Sorry, you're not one of them.
So I don't know what game or whatever they're playing, but then again, my daughter said that they were packing her a suitcase to make her go away, as she was taking a trip. My daughter was there on that Friday before that Tuesday she was missing.
Was you there?
No, other. Summer's grandmother brought my daughter home. Candace's mom is weird in her own way too. Candace has got tattoos of her sister that's missing in Ohio or wherever she's missing from.
Wisconsin.
She's got the same. Yeah, Wisconsin. She's got the tattoos of the woman that's missing in Wisconsin. Candace herself does. I mean, in May at this time, Candace was talking to a boy that was younger than me, and I'm 35, and he went like 21. They were the boys that live right there on the corner going into the road. They're what are their names? His name was Daniel. He lives on the left-hand side. He's got a sister. They're Chambers is who they are. Daniel Chambers. She was talking to him in May, like sexual.
See her around Hunter?
Hunter? Yeah, Hunter was around all the time. Him beer and stuff and smoke pot with him and all that. No, sexual. She bought him drugs and done everything. Money, gave him money, everything.
What about Allie? Does she like? Why was she always letting her kid hang out there? Her kids.
I guess because they were friends, and she's a drug head just as much as Candace and all them too.
Yeah. In Candace's bed or whatever, like under the stairs. Back in there. Is there another little area back there?
No.
There's not like no cubby hole.
It's got a wall with sheetrock, and there's a one side where Summer slept, and the one well, that's where they kept all their shoes.
So see, I didn't understand. Was it? She wasn't getting like I don't know what to call it. I keep calling it a cubby. But was there like just a little indent or like anything back in there? It looked like it went further back.
No, it was just a cubby hole.
Oh, it was a cubby. Okay.
They are about going in the back door. She walked. She never walked her kids in that house. Period. Never. They went in and out that house as they pleased, walking through the woods and everything when they pleased, down off the hill towards the road whenever they pleased.
Did Summer wander off?
No, she knew better than to go off from that swing. Everybody said the way that she told that story at first, she told me when she called me, she said that she was in the kitchen. Yeah, she called me the day that she went missing. She called me at 7:30 that night and told me that Summer had been missing for like 30 minutes. Especially if they're redheaded and green-eyed, they like them. And if they're blonde-haired and blue-eyed, they like them too. And Candace had all of her hair off because they couldn't stay treated them from friggin' loss. Dawn, my old man used to work with Dawn. Dawn, I mean, he was day in and out working on that job site. When he come home, he would get drunk and then get up in the next morning and go again. And I'm telling you, he made more money a week than I've seen anybody in my whole life make.
Where did it go?
But nothing to show for. And then she was like, she only went to the grocery store like once a week or once a month, and that was it. And you wouldn't see them out shopping or nothing. And then like
too, huh?
Right. They never went nowhere. Dawn was never with them. When they went out anywhere, Dawn was never with them. Ever.
What kind of places did they ever go?
Well, let's say if they went to Gallenberg, Dawn went with them. They went to Splash Country or Splash Pad. Dawn was never with them. She'd go out yard selling. Dawn was never with them. He'd work, come home, get drunk, pass out, and go to work the next morning. At the hole in the wall, and she said that she didn't know what she was going to do when he went to jail because of the car payment.
How did she know he was going to jail?
Because she's the one that put him there. She's the one that called the law on him.
Oh, yeah. About this Jose deal. Like, what the fuck? What kind of person is that?
A junkie.
Right. Ooh. Where do you think Jose's at right now? He's not telling nobody.
Hold on. Casey Lips said, probably should put my link in here, right? This is from D True Crime. Did we put D's link in here? We can put Lips in here too. This is from D.
I really don't know. He's probably in Knoxville somewhere.
What kind of people are Jody, Sue, and Andy? Like a witch or anything?
No, she ain't
Listen
no
to this.
witch. She's just a drug addict too.
Lips said, thank you, but yeah, it's my video. Well, she gave you credit, hon. You know how it works. I mean, everyone knows who you are. Y'all go check out Lips. She said she wanted to touch on the 4:30 call. Well, here, I'll put my link in here real quick. You come on up.
Now, Fred Hill's mommy is a witch. They always say that she's always loved little girls and all that, but supposedly the cops is supposed to check her basement and stuff. But Fred Hill ain't nothing but a junkie. I don't live there. I never have lived with Candace. When he was there from out Wednesday.
Well, hello, Lips. How are you?
Hey, hon.
Sorry, I don't steal content. There's fair use on YouTube as long as credit.
No. Yeah, don't worry about that.
Okay, well, you brought it up, but go ahead.
No. The 4:30.
No, you brought it up. You brought it up, but go ahead.
I wasn't sure what you were playing. It's okay. So yeah, the 4:30 thing has always been weird. Let me go close my bedroom door before I hear a bunch of kids and stuff, because I too took it as Marlena was telling me back then that she contacted Candace at 4:30. Well, come to find out, I was emailed by the family friend that Marlena used the phone of and that she talked to the other night and verified was her friend or whatever. That's who I've been talking to.
Who is the family friend? Because I'm very confused as to how Marlena found out Summer was missing.
Yeah, I know. I am too, and that's kind of where I wanted to touch on the phone call, because now none of it makes sense to me at all, even. And I was pushing
because we heard 4 o'clock, 4:30, and 7 o'clock.
Right. So here's what I've come up with talking with that person. Now, the family friends who had Journey when at that time around in the June and all that stuff.
But she was with the Wells before, because Marlena, her car wasn't working, so she could take her to the water park and things like that. There's a lot of confusing statements, and I don't expect
going to probably make it even more confusing then, because I was always being told that the 4:30 phone call was from Marlena to that family friend, and then eventually somehow Marlena was supposed to be getting ready and getting around to go and help or whatever. Well, somehow she ended up at that family's friend's house, used that family friend's phone at 6:17, because she went and got hurt back when I was talking to her at this time back here, like 3 years ago. She went and got her phone records, and it said that Marlena had called Candace at 6:17. Well, I do know that there was 2 calls from Marlena to Candace. One was Messenger, which I believe might be when I don't know if I'm screaming, probably. It might be when they had the talk about, because Marlena doesn't bring this up here either, but she brought it up to me 3 years ago, that they asked if Journey knew of any hiding places for Summer or whatever, which kind of went along with the hide and go seek thing that the cops were told by the kids, boys or whatever, but that was all changed. So it kind of went along, with, like, maybe with that's what their conversation was on Messenger, like, where is Summer? We can't find her. Do you know of any hiding places? Blah blah blah. Well, then they're trying to say now that the whole 2 hours almost had gone by, because at 6:17, when Marlena went to this friend's house to call Candace back to find out if she had found Summer, was almost 2 hours after they had talked the first time. And now and that's the call that was made by the phone that I have the verification of what time it was, the phone call was. And that's when Marlena said, all right, look, kids just don't go missing in Beach Creek. You need to call the law.
Right. And but according to Candace, Dawn was the one that told her to call 911.
Right.
What I want to know is, why was everyone, and I mean everyone, on high alert that day when they didn't give a rat's ass before about where Summer was?
Yeah, I don't know. And why this come to me last night. there's 2 hours that they were looking for her or just hoping that she would pop up before they decided to call the law because it was getting ready to get dark out. This blows my mind that 2 hours, a baby. She just turned 5 years old. Just turned. Like, that means she was still 4. She was still little.
Tiny little thing. Tiny little thing.
My daughter's tiny and weighs that weight and is now just turned 4 years old. So now before I couldn't imagine a 4-year-old or 5-year-old being 30 pounds. I can now because I have one. But she was a preemie. She's extra tiny, whatever, all kinds of whatevers. So now I can picture it. And oh my God, if my little girl was missing for 5 minutes, let alone 2 hours. So yeah, I wanted to touch on that because I've been still talking to this family friend, and she kind of made
But
it
then
very
you go
clear.
back to what Jose said, that Summer was missing one time before.
Yeah.
And
They found her down the road
after an hour.
Yep. Found her down the road or whatever.
And we also know that the TBI told Dawn, now this is what he said on Cher's channel back in August of 2021. They really wanted Dawn to work with Candace on her timeline because it wasn't adding up, and that they have verification, which equals, I would just go ahead and say evidence, okay,
right.
That Candace left 2 more times after they got home that afternoon. Now, how busy can Candace Wells really be?
Right.
That has always concerned me, and not to mention when Dawn said he told Clyda Trent that CPS was on their ass and was going to be back on the 16th. I don't think they were going to wait that long, but whatever he wants to say. Hell, I don't know. I don't work there. And then we have the intimidation that went on that week when Candace and Grandis did the drive-by at Allie's house or Grandbun's house. And they wanted to know what they had been telling, or she wanted to know. Grandis didn't get her ass out of the truck. They wanted to know what they'd been telling TBI. The day after, after they got new phones and everything on the 17th, then on that Friday, Dawn decides to make a trip to Dudley's because he said he owed him money. Well, since when does Dawn care? Since when? His daughter is missing. Tell Dudley to come get it from you. I'll meet you at the driveway if you're that. But he went over because he wanted to see if the FBI had contacted him because they went to the wrong house. They went to his father's house. TBI did.
Oh, geez. Yeah, see, a lot of that stuff I forget about, it just
I know, and that's the reason we go back through it. And I'm very happy that Marlena came out and reminded us of these things because Summer's case needs to be solved.
Right.
Now, what do you think about this new agent with the TBI, this Josh Melton? I think he's a dog with a bone, and he's not going to give up.
I haven't looked in. I haven't heard about any of it. When I tried to stay away from it all, unless like there's something out. Apparently something was out. Apparently there's a new agent. Now, is it true? Because Tiffany Marie made a comment yesterday that when she called TBI, they said it's back to Hawkins now. So is that what's the new agent? Is that where he's out of or no?
No, he works for the TBI.
So TBI still does have the case.
I don't know. I don't think
I
could ever have the case. I think it's still with Hawkins County, but he's the agent of TBI.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I haven't seen him or anything. I do remember Marlena telling me that Summer's favorite color was pink and not blue. But if she's now saying then she responded on it.
Lips, who is this person? Brooks, don't you dare disrespect Lips after stealing her content and not giving her credit. She's on panel right now.
I don't know who that is. I've never seen that account before ever.
It's not the one you want to mess with. Well, she's here right now.
I'm here right now. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what's going on down there in chat, but
it was clipped from D, and everyone loves D. Jeez, take it up with D. I think it's information that needs to be put out there. Jeez, we're talking about Summer Wells.
Right, and anything I think on Summer is fair game. And when I put out the Marlena stuff, I held it back for a really long time, like over a year. And and people want to use that against me too, but like I didn't believe anything Marlena was telling me. I didn't want to put out a bunch of stuff that I even didn't believe. But then I was kind of talked to and like was like, all right, well, who am I to say that she's lying or not? I'm not the one. So I'm just gonna put it out. People can use it as was given to them, as it was given to me, kind of thing. So, and that's kind of where we go. But this is awesome that she's now coming out. And now she's saying, and it's not cool that she's saying all the opposite things that she said before and everything's wrong. But like, it shows the characters, who they are, and why they're actually here. I mean, the more the money came in, the more details she tried giving on things that, people wanted to touch on. It was just a little odd. Or not odd.
I appreciate all the hard work you've done on this case and some of the nasty ass people you've had to talk to.
Oh, it's bad.
And when people come in and they want to yell at me or yell at PG or Don B or Lips or whoever, on the other side of the computer screen, we're actually friends with each other on the other side.
The people just don't get it. They don't get it. And we all have met over this little girl. Nobody knew anybody prior. Nobody knew them prior, or Summer prior.
Nobody knew they existed.
No.
So y'all need to understand there's actually more creators coming together now to get things cooking with Summer. So troll away. Go take it to PG, because I mean she'll send you packing. She won't even pack you a turkey lunch before she sends you out.
No way. Yeah, somebody mentioned my name the other day about watching Marlena be interviewed on my channel, and Pure Garden, I think it was April C. Nobody really cares about her, but she got the boot faster and crap. They told her to go plant her lips on my ass.
Now, it has been rumored that you have more information, but you're not putting it out, and I do not blame you. I do not blame you, because you see what Marlena's going through right now. Right. They seem to know everywhere she goes. The message I got from her the other day was that she has to move around all the time because people are looking for her.
Right. In the things that I have now that I didn't put out would be names of dealers that she would have given me, like different things. And I said on Remain Calms, I covered this on Mary's on Remain Calms the other night too. So there is a reaction to her thing where I played the old interview. And I did find the old interview too on my iPad where it's interrupted. So it's like an hour or 45 minutes. If I could get that to others, I will. Maybe I could just upload it. I don't know. I don't know if I have it uploaded without interruption. I don't really know.
I mean, I have no problem her coming on this panel. I just don't want more people saying that she's lying because she's confused about times.
Oh, right. No, and anybody would almost be 3 years later, almost 4 years later.
Mm-hmm.
But
or as Candace says, 4.5 going on 5 years.
Yeah. But even when I interviewed with Marlena, then she got her birth date wrong. She got her name wrong. She got her two middle names mixed up. She got her favorite color wrong. So like just be careful on what you believe and what's out. Just do your own research and just take it in as in could be info, not as in like this is factual.
Okay. Oh, absolutely. We have to use discernment when we go through these things.
Yes, yeah, you do. And even back then, I preached back then. I didn't believe anything she was saying. I kept catching her up in lies. She kept wanting money. Yes, I did put out receipts that I was giving her money. There's little notes under things what she would ask for money because she couldn't talk to me or do an interview because her phone was off. So I paid her phone, and a whole month went by, and I had to do another phone bill, and it's not like I was trying to pay her for any interview. I was just trying to keep her at a little above rock bottom. She wanted money for her doctor's visits and money for cigarettes. You know what I mean? Just stuff like that. I never had to put up her Cash App or have other people pay her or anything like that.
That's petty, okay?
Yeah.
People Cash after. Have at it. I just said on this channel, I'm not floating that around.
No, and you shouldn't. And I didn't on my channel, which is when she says that she wouldn't do an interview on my channel. Well, that was why. She eventually seen that Molly Golightly and them were paying for interviews, and she's seen how much they were paying for interviews, and then she started demanding that from other people. But that's when I had already talked to her, cut her off, see you later, bye. I didn't need. Apparently, you're not going to speak truthfully, anyways. But then she disappeared for a long time. But now she's saying she's been.
They don't need to talk to YouTube at all. All they need to do is what they know is tell the police, and the police aren't going to tell them shit. Right. Unless they have enough to get a reward, and we know that was stolen from Summer.
And I think the main piece of information I was keeping off there was where that teepee is and stuff. Because back then I did tell everybody there was a teepee and a waterfall, a teepee and a waterfall. Because Marlena said it to me as in there was a waterfall not near that teepee. She's not mentioning the waterfall now, but Fred said there wasn't a waterfall back there. But a waterfall to anybody could be anything from a trickle going down to a whole bunch of water going down. So it could be, you know, anything like that. But Fred did admit the teepee is there. His family built it. It's the halfway point across the mountain. I do have it marked on a map. Marlena did this to me, or did this for me back then. And that was the kind of stuff, you know, that I was keeping offline. But then I had already had court and all that. And then I had put the stuff out after that. So when I had court and I was saying that I had information about a missing little girl, it wasn't to find her. It was this stuff here that you guys would now see.
Okay, let's go through it.
I do have other things, but it's not.
Now remember, this is from D.
Right.
And we clipped it from Lips.
Yes.
No one is saying it's mine. God knows we know it's not mine. You know when it's mine.
Matter of fact,
Made that Friday. She came home that Friday because Candace's mom brought her home. Summer went missing on Tuesday. And my old man didn't steal any tools from he didn't steal any tools from him. My old man a lot of money for working for him that he never got paid.
Oh, go figure.
He done that to a lot of people. A lot of people. He couldn't keep workers because of that.
Everybody there in that area wanting to keep everything so hush hush.
Because they're all drug addicts.
So they're just hiding drugs?
I mean, they're drug addicts. I mean, they're all, I mean, I don't know, but Beach Creek is the way that, down there you kept your mouth shut, snitches blown and ditches, and you would disappear. Right. And some of them that's still old down there believe in that. They very well believe in that.
There was.
Oh yeah, you're talking about the big kingpin with James Lott and all them.
Yes. Hey, she calls him the kingpin. Yes. It's been said that Don did that.
Yeah, he did.
Do you think that Summer had to pay for Don doing that? Gurgle.
She might have. I didn't think about it that way, but yeah.
Okay, do not say if you can't. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna put it in private chat and ask you. Because I don't want to put you on the spot. Yeah, I don't want to put you on the spot. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, she might have. And they took down, I knew. They're either kin to me or they're old friends of my father's or they fit chickens with my dad or, I mean, something. I mean, I was raised down there all of my life.
Hey, we all tend to make mistakes and...
Woo! Woo! Take a gulp of that. Look at that. The cowardly lion right there. We all seem to make mistakes. Tell it to Jesus. Okay?
Believe all these stories and stuff, you know, that you hear. We all do that. But, you know, it happens. We all get caught in that stuff. You know, we've all made that mistake. Every one of us. Every one of us. None of us have an excuse. We have to forgive each other. We have to go on. We've all made that mistake. I've made that mistake several times over, and I'll be the first one to tell you. I mean, you know.
Okay, I'm going to pick your brain here, Lips.
Okay.
I think we can all agree on this earth, okay, human earth.
Yeah.
There are some mistakes that are not forgivable. Dawn makes it sound like everything can just be swept under the rug because the next day is a new day. It's like the chalkboard when I was in elementary school.
Like he can ask for forgiveness and then everything's going to be fine.
And that's done. Exactly. And that's done.
Yeah. To me, anybody who runs to God and holds on to them that close after a situation like this, it's very telling. We don't know how close he was and how much he talked about him before she went missing, but I'm sure it wasn't much.
And when everyone is complaining about Jody Sue and Andy and Fred the newlywed and Ziggy and Marlena and the church and everything, it was Dawn and Candace's responsibility to protect their daughter.
Yeah, it was.
Okay? And as far as Dawn talking about God don't have no cowardly lion looking mullet.
No. He does look like a cowardly lion.
Hey, how you doing?
The bags.
It's going good.
All
I just
right.
wanted to let you know.
Good.
I know that people are pressuring you to quit drinking, but if you've been drinking a long time, you could have bad withdrawal symptoms, and you could even pass. So you can't just go
But
drinking.
I haven't.
Your body depends on it.
He's got the alcoholic's nose.
But
too.
I haven't been doing that. My thing is, I mean, I try to stick with God, number one.
What?
Okay, go ahead, Tennessee Truth. Sorry.
Tries to sleep with God.
Hey, Dawn.
Yeah, hey.
Just wanted to tell you that I wish that you would take my advice and please get off of these cameras.
Okay. Hold on, I'm listening to you. Okay.
Hi, Dawn. I wanted to send prayers for Summer. And
Okay. Awesome.
and I know you think someone took her, and I want to know, like, specifically, is there anyone that you have in mind or a gut feeling? And what do you think should happen to that person?
If I knew specifically who took her, I would be straight up their ass right now. Wouldn't be good for them right now.
Candace, did you both get to call 911 or did just you call?
Oh, we both called.
You both talked to 911?
See? Like one was
you
at
both
like
got to talk to dispatch?
One was at like 6:25.
Yeah. I had to be dispatched from Jonesboro to Hawkins County because I was all the way in Jonesboro.
Summer was reported missing on June the 15th, 2021.
We know that she was taken off her property, and we know she was taken away in a vehicle, or they would have found her in the area if she was somewhere in the area. But who's responsible for her? We don't know.
I asked Dawn and Candace when was the last time they heard from investigators.
We haven't lately at all. It's been a while, over a year, I think. I haven't talked to any law enforcement at all.
Welcome. My name is Dee, and you're watching Dee Presents. Yes, they did talk to the police about some other kids being in their hotel room. I want to thank Lips for trying to get that cubbyhole or answer out of Marlena Crawford. Thank you, Lips. I appreciate that.
I like Dee.
I do too. She is awesome.
Very thorough and gets her stuff.
And if they ever release that 911 call, which is rare in cases, it's very rare because they save it for trial. If they find out, because like we have the Idaho 4 case, and they've released the 911 call because the people that made the call are not suspects.
I want to fuck again.
Oh, I hear a baby. Hey, baby.
Say hi. She's waving. Say hi.
Hi.
There.
Oh, baby girl. Hey. Boy or girl?
She's a little girl.
Okay, just making sure. At that age, you know.
She's the one that, I was talking about that's 4, that's only like 30 pounds. That just blonde and everything, you know what I mean? When I look at her, I just can't imagine. I can picture Summer in that situation.
Got my clothes on.
You want to go to what? Sounds like she said she wants to go to Fucker's house. I don't know what she's saying. Who's she talking about? Soccer?
Ask her, tell Pam that if she wants a t-shirt, she has to buy it. She's just not going to get a free t-shirt. I'm sick of hearing about Pam and her damn t-shirt.
Yeah, I thought she was saying soccer, not fucker. Oh.
I like soccer.
Well, Lips, I want to say thank you so much for you coming up. I want to say thank you for Dee. She was here in here yesterday and today.
I appreciate it.
And again, no hard feelings. You have all the credit, girlfriend, and send me an email. Now, I took out some things in the private chat because there was someone that was coming on. When you send me an email, I'll give you my phone number and I'll explain all the hoopla that was back there.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
All right, you're great, Lips. You guys are great. Please keep Summer's name out here. Please.
Get her found, man. For the ones that are actually out here still doing the work, I don't have the motivation for it no more. This shit really takes a toll on me. And yeah, I give you guys all the credit, man.
You've got more important things to do. You got your own little one to take care of.
I sure do, and she needs attention all the time, like right now. So
I have a grown little one. He's 49 years old, and I've got a cat. So
oh,
yeah.
I got grown ones too. I got them all ages here.
And can we please have a round of applause for the Mod Squad today? Because your thumbs must be sprained.
Right.
You guys are absolutely amazing. Lips, you're amazing. D, you're amazing. The person that was in the back chat is not. I'll explain that to Lips later. Later. All right. Again, enjoy the rest of your Friday. Watch walking outside because you never know this time of year what kind of storm is going to be sneaking up on you. Walking Dead, did you change your avatar again? How many times have you done that? All I need is Jesus Coffee and True Crime. Brooks, your voice does not sound like you have a 49-year-old. Wow. Oh, I do. He's my husband. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's my husband. No 49-year-old baby came out of this vag. No. All right, you guys are absolutely amazing. I'm going to do a couple of errands around town, and we're going to hop over into Discord general chat. You guys are amazing. Love you. Thank you for being here. Let me tell you what, you're not going to find a better crowd than what you find here every morning at 9 a.m. Central Time. Stay safe. Love you.